Hello there, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be making an infused olive oil with a little bit of Italian seasoning. It's great for making a simple pasta salad. You could use it on a charcuterie board to dip bread in, put it over a salad as kind of a nice low-calorie way to bring some extra flavor to whatever it is you're eating. The world's really your oyster, but I'm going to show you how to do it. You may have noticed the new cutting board at the beginning of the video. I'd like to say thank you to my parents for having that custom made for me. I really appreciate it. I'm just waiting on the wood oil to show up so I can actually use it. So we'll be using these today, as we always do. Like I was saying, you can use this olive oil for a lot of things, but it's a really simple recipe. Doesn't take a lot, just some herbs, some olive oil, and some know-how. To start the recipe, I'm just going to be using a large mason jar. I think this goes up to 800 milliliters, if I'm not mistaken. I've got my dry herbs ready to go. So I'm going to start by putting my herbs into the jar, like so. And I added a little bit of black garlic to mine, which is kind of hard to find, but if you can find it, it's got a richer taste than regular garlic, and I think it's a little sweeter. So I'm going to add a little of that in there just to bring an extra bit of depth of flavor. Next, I'm going to take 2 garlic cloves and just get those ready, minced up. Just take your time with the garlic. You could use dried garlic if you want. I just have a bunch of fresh garlic around, so I'm going to use that. You could also use fresh herbs in this. The problem, though, is when they're fresh, it's going to leach a bunch of color out into your olive oil. So if you don't care about it being a little green in tint, more so than it already is, you can go ahead and get fresh herbs. It's no big deal, but if you have dry ones around, they'll work just as good. Go ahead and carefully add that to my jar. Oh, yep, making a mess. That's fine. And then just take 2 cups of olive oil and add it into your jar. Now you could let this sit in the fridge and then just slowly absorb the flavor, but I'm going to be using it in a pasta salad. So I'm going to go ahead and cook it for a little while in the oven just to speed up the process and get all those flavors really pushed into that olive oil, just to bring it to its full potential. I'm going to be doing this in my little convection oven, which has a fermentation setting, so I can do this over 2 hours or so. If you don't have like a little countertop fancy doodad, you can just use your regular oven, put it on the lowest heat setting that you possibly can. It's usually around 170 on a home oven. And put it on a sheet tray so that if anything happens or it decides it wants to knock over, it'll just spill into the sheet tray. Once your oven's preheated, all you have to do is put your olive oil onto your sheet tray, pop it into the oven, and let it go for however long you feel, really. I'll usually let it sit in there for about 2 hours or so. You can let it go longer, you can take it out a little sooner, whatever you feel like doing. It's not a huge deal. It's just a nice simple little thing that you can do to elevate a dish. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. I'll see you in about 2 hours. Now all I have to do is let it cool down for a little while, and then I can strain it and use it for whatever I'd like. And to strain it, all I need is a nice mixing bowl of some kind and a fine mesh strainer. And I'm just going to carefully dump it in to try and catch all those big particulates. And then I'm going to take a smaller jar and a funnel and go ahead and put my oil into the funnel. And there you are. Literally that easy. It doesn't take a lot of effort. As I always say, if it's bad for the heart, it's good for the soul. See you in the next one.